10 or 15 years?
Well, I think marine research has just started. So if you take the last, say, 100 years of fairly modern day research with regard to the ocean, we've done maybe 5% of what's out there. And the reason why I say that is because we've only explored less than 5% of our ocean world. So although biodiversity and all that is different in different places in the world, we're not even understanding yet the basic mechanics of how this all works and why it makes us exist, why it allows us to thrive as a species. So there's a lot left out there, and whether it's learning more about sea turtles or algae or megafauna like sharks and whales, or things that we haven't even yet discovered, or in some other cases, which is very exciting right now, is the medical field, learning more about the treatments and the solutions to diseases that we're facing now on land with the things that we can find in the ocean. An example would be extracting the calcium carbonate from coral to restructure a fractured bone in a way that it makes it perfect, or taking sponge DNA and recombining it to combat cancer. So there are a lot of things like this that are out there that we don't even know yet. So there's a lot of opportunity.
Mm-hmm. And now that you touched the subject on corals, what is your stance on environmental changes and the marine ecosystems?
Well, in terms of the impact on our environment, the picture or the message is not very good. The prognosis is actually fairly grim because just in my generation, I've seen in the 40 years that I've been diving since I was 4. So in the 40 plus years that I've been diving, I've seen an enormous change. And it depends on where you go, the changes are more or less drastic. And the reason why the changes are for bleaching or for depletion of fish species, populations, or whatever, it's for a very basic reason, it's us. And the things that we do that create climate change related issues, including pollution related issues with climate, and of course temperature. With regard to all the plastics and all the garbage that we're throwing in our ocean. And then of course with the health issues that we are having related to what we're doing to our environment, our ecosystem, and the oceans more specifically, we're seeing a lot of degradation and impact on us, and also for business. Now, I've also seen a lot more action lately because of your generation and younger generations as well. They're doing things, they're telling their parents, why are you squandering my life? Why are you taking away all these beautiful things so that I can't see them when I'm your age? And then all of a sudden the parents start thinking and they start helping. So it's because of you, because of your actions, that the world is changing to a better direction. But you have to do as much as you can and push everyone, the old people, as much as you can to make sure that we help you restore this place to give you back what we've taken for granted.
And what do you deem your greatest discovery so far?
My greatest discovery so far? On a personal level, it would be speaking with people like yourselves, young people, because it recharges my batteries, and that's my reward. Yes, of course I have to pay my bills, but that's nothing compared to what I get when I speak to all of you. Secondly, and maybe more on a scientific level, we've been able to look at 100 different kinds of sponges and taken their DNA for future propagation in case we unfortunately destroy that. But I've also seen things that are difficult to describe, like the simple things, like free diving down to a whale that's sleeping and looking into its eye and connecting and having a moment, a very emotional moment that you just simply can't describe, but that is the most beautiful thing you can do, is connecting with nature on a way that's equal. And I think at the end of the day, the most simple thing that I've learned, but the most fundamental, people protect what they love what they understand, and they understand what they're taught. There you go.
And what was it like being inside Troy?
Ah, yes, my shark submersible. So you've been doing your research. It was a very interesting experience. Technologically, it was a very difficult thing. The shark submarine was not perfect. It broke down a lot. I also learned by diving with white sharks every day for 4.5 months that they're very complex, very intricate. They have a very society like us, and they communicate in a way very different than us, mostly by gestures, grimacing, eye roll movement, gill flaring, pectoral fins, position in the water. All these things are fascinating, but very difficult for us to understand. And they have moods. You know, sharks have moods. Sometimes in a good mood, sometimes not in a good mood. And so I learned all these things during this, and I think that was challenging, but also the most rewarding.
And finally, how far into the future do you think the possibility of underwater cities will become a reality?
So technologically, I think underwater cities are possible today. Financially, it's a different story. Because unfortunately, when you fundraise, there needs to be a motivation for the other party to put money in. So whether it's for business, whether it's for science, whether it's for education, all those things are valuable. And I think the more we live in that alien world, to learn about it, to find solutions to energy problems, find solutions to food issues, find solutions to medicines, and maybe even other natural resources. The more that we benefit ourselves, and the more that we can live with the environment rather than living on or destroying the environment.
Thank you.